What's going on, everyone? So it is Friday, part 5 of Day in the Life in a Week in the Renal block. I'm so happy to bring you guys this finale of the series. I just wrapped up doing my weekly quiz. I mentioned in yesterday's video, part 4, about how the weekly quizzes don't count. They're really to just test our readiness or how we feel with the material, but man, is it demoralizing when you do a quiz and even though it doesn't count, you don't do as well as you want, and it's super demoralizing. And I think that usually when I don't do on the quizzes on a Friday, it just leaves like a bitter taste, and like going into spring break now, it kind of leaves a bitter taste in my mouth, like, okay, maybe I have to do some extra work during spring break to like catch up and make sure that I'm in a good position come week 3 of this block. So that's probably what I'm gonna end up doing to make my life a little bit easier. I think today I'm going to make sure I get a lot of work done, make sure I catch up on all my ANKI cards and all my ANKI reviews, make sure I learn everything I need to learn. We have a lecture today from 10 to 12. I'm not gonna go to it live, I'll probably catch it later. So I'll make sure I watch that today, make sure I get all my work done today so that I can enjoy my weekend guilt-free, and then enjoy most of my spring break without having to do like extra work and review to like make sure I catch up. Thank you guys again for tuning in. Let me know how you're enjoying the vlog series. It's part 5, the finale. So let's get to it. I'll check in with you guys in a little bit. So while I was making breakfast, one thing that I was thinking about was actually a conversation that I was having with a couple of my classmates last night, and we were just talking about different interests in subspecial or specialties in medicine. I'm interested in ortho. Another one of them is interested in surgery, and another one is contemplating different fields in either internal medicine or something like pathology. And we're all just like talking about kind of what it takes, and like the idea that if you choose to go into, or you're interested in a surgical specialty or something competitive, just that inner competition with yourself, and automatically you're in competition with your peers. You know, if you think about especially this year, where with COVID, residency programs are choosing a lot of people that come from their home institution. And to think about that is like, I talked previously about the collaboration of medical school and how amazing it is. But then if you look at it on the other spectrum, you know, there are certain elements of competition, and that's life. Life is competition. There is competition built in naturally into life. You know, as a pre-med, you competed to get into medical school. And when you get to medical school, you think, all right, I made it over the hump. All I have to do is just ride this out and I'll become a doctor and I'll be successful. But in reality, let's say you want to go into a competitive specialty, you really have to grind it out. And that's when the grind just begins in medical school. And one could say, you know, you're only in competition with yourself, stay in your lane, focus on yourself, and then you'll get to the finish line. That's the mindset I always like to have, just because I think it's somewhat toxic at times to constantly compare yourself and compete with others. But on the other side of things, you do have to compete, and you do have to have that kind of like a dog mentality sometimes to really push through. And a lot of it's like, you know, you always hear the phrase, it's not what you know, but who you know. And it was kind of like a part of a conversation we were having last night where, you know, sometimes I definitely feel that certain situations is just luck. Like, I feel like for me to be in certain situations, to meet certain people, to have certain research opportunities, to have certain job opportunities, a lot of it has to do with just pure luck. Like, I just got in a lucky situation where I tried my hand at something and I fell into a gem of a position. But then, you know, I got some pushback on that kind of idea, because in order to have that luck, you know, they always say like luck is just opportunity meets preparedness. So like, in order to have that luck, quote unquote, you have to put yourself in the position, you have to put yourself out there. And I guess I just say this to say, like, you know, if you're going through it as a pre-med student, medical student, just shoot your shot and like give it your very best, and like things kind of fall into place. I can't explain how it happens, but it just does happen like that. And you really just have to shoot your shot. There's so many situations where I literally, by one text, by one email, by one message, you know, shooting your shot, not giving up, it landed me in like amazing positions that allowed me personally to grow, to be the best person I could potentially be. So that's kind of like my advice for today. And yeah, compete, but compete fairly, be a genuine good person, and I think everything kind of falls into place. It's cheesy, but I think truthfully, I really believe that. So that's my little piece for today. I'm super hungry, so I'm gonna get into this breakfast here. I have eggs, toast, and just a protein shake, and then we're gonna get after the rest of the day. So see you guys. Okay, so quick update right now. It is 4:30. Since the last time we spoke, I had gone to the library. I did a lot of ANKI cards. I learned all the cards that I had made for myself this week and had to learn. And then I did a bunch of reviews. I still have some reviews that I want to get done before the end of today. So I'm going to dedicate like the next hour to trying to crank out as much as possible. Then after that, I think I'm going to try to go for a run, and then after the run, come back and call a bunch of patients for that research study. For those of you guys that may be tuning in and this is the first time you're hearing about that, I've been recently put on a research study to call and survey patients like 3 years post-op from their neck surgery, see how they're doing. It's kind of a tedious and long task, but by dedicating like a couple hours to it almost every day this week, I've been able to get a bunch done, and hopefully by the end of next week have all of them done to progress with the study. So that's what I'm looking forward to do over the next couple hours here, and yeah, I'll be sure to check in with you guys in a little bit. Halfway done with my run here. I like to run to this spot. It's like one of my favorite spots to run to. Really peaceful. A little over a mile from my apartment, and it's always really chill. I'll either run to this spot. I run to down there by that bridge. It's about like a half a mile away. Also a super nice, really chill spot. It's called Race Street Pier, I believe, or Cherry Street Pier. It's so peaceful. So this is going to be the last clip of this finale. I want to thank you all for tuning in to this series. It's been great being able to reproduce this. The last time I did it was in the cardio block, and this time now in the renal block, give you guys an insight on just how we're learning as medical students, some of the challenges, some of the things that I think about as a first year medical student and going forward. So I'm really looking forward to this spring break, having time to just relax, reflect, sit back, and kind of just de-stress from all of the just regular stresses of medical school. It's glamorous because you're in this life that you work so hard for all those years as a pre-med, but it is stressful, and I would be lying and I would be fake if I didn't say and mention that the stresses of medical school are real, and it's all about that balance, as I try to exemplify during this week with, you know, getting back into being more active, talking to, appreciating conversations with friends and classmates and different things like that. I hope to show you guys that it's not all about just like being the best student, having the best study strategies, getting the best grades to get into the best residency programs, etc. It's really about being well-rounded and understanding that being a doctor, to me at least, being a doctor is more than just how much you know. It's more than how efficient you are as a studier, how good you are in the classroom, but it's just embracing the whole picture of everything and appreciating it as you go along, because this is something that you never get back, and you can only learn it and go through medical school one time, and that's it. So really just trying to appreciate it
And I hope that that's something that was a message that was kind of portrayed during this Week in the Life series. So I appreciate you guys so much again for sticking with me, riding it out. I hope all of you guys, if you're on part 5 right now, you've watched all parts 1 through 4. If you haven't, go back and watch those. It gives you a little bit more context as you go day to day throughout my Week in the Life. So that's it. Make sure you subscribe if you're new. Like the video if you enjoy these vlog series. If you guys like it, if the videos do well, that just encourages me even more to want to put out more videos just like this for you. With that being said, the grind has come to an end. I appreciate you guys always. Thank you again, and let's get it.